duh, because we had to change the title and all that good stuff. But your overall behind the microphone, Temple Mouth here, ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead and hit the theme song since it's time for the divisional recap.
He is not always crazy. Another morning is hazy. Flip it on and what do you know? It is time for another Tampa Motor Mouth show. Even when the Bucks fail, his script may go way off the rails. Hopefully entertaining, even if it is raining. And he has sports, news of all sorts. Got the bolts and the rays as well. You never know what is in store. And now it's time for Joel to yak some more.
And yeah, definitely not having to worry about ice or anything this morning here in Tampa Bay, but 43 degrees. That ain't warm. Yeah, it's nice change from schwitzing all the time during summer. But yeah, still when you're all all curled up in double blankets in the middle of the night with the heat turned on. Amen. Thank you for heat. But yeah, just imagine what it was with the lake effect. Even sitting, playing in that Chicago stadium. Oh my God, at Soldier Field in January, right now. Oh, how flippin' cold it must have been. But yeah, let's go ahead. We'll bring up. Okay, how do we do? There we go. Do. What we got? Oh, we got the divisional round graphic. Yeah, because that's how I'm kind of just rating the weekend. You had fantastic games, and then you had eh games. You know, the studs and the duds. Yeah, definitely Bills Broncos, Rams Bears, and were the guns. Then you had Patriots and Texans. Oof. Then of course definitely the Seahawks and the 49ers. Oof. But yeah, but still looking at all those games, you definitely had the two good games, or as Tree would call it, ref ball in both games. You know, the Devontae Adams play wasn't. Yeah, Bills players were kind of calling seriously. What? Then of course you had the Brandon Cooks. What? Huh? Then the curious DPI at that time to help the Broncos. But yeah, it's all you're always gonna have ref ball, and it just is more under the magnifying glass as every single round gets closer and closer to this weekend. You're gonna have all the eyeballs, all of the bets, all of the money being moved around. Ah, you're just there's going to be at least one freaking call for each game that people are going to rail about. There's going to be at least one call for these games, and what games? Patriots and Broncos. Patriots and Broncos, and Seahawks and Rams. And the rematch. Here we go again. And all of a sudden, Patriots backers don't think this is a gimme. by any stretch of the imagination, because all of a sudden, you're like, oh man, why is Sean Payton coming to the podium? Why is he looking forlorn? Bo Nix, ankle fracture, done for the rest of the playoffs. Time for the $6 million man, Jared Stidham, to take the field. One thing I've been hearing this morning, last night, this is the type of scenario that Sean Payton was built for and absolutely loves. Loves. So even though we're looking at the odds, even though we are looking at, okay, it's got to be at least on the offensive side, a potential give me for the Patriots. No Bo Nix. Jared Stidham, the unknown quantity. Yeah, because Patriots defense, pretty darn good. But the other thing that I've been hearing, yeah, Mile High Stadium, Patriots kryptonite. Can the Patriots overcome their kryptonite and win a Mile High? Can they do like the Jags did in the regular season? The only team who was able to go into Mile High Stadium, easy for me to say, and punch the Broncos right in the mouth and come out of there with a win. Only team, because the Broncos were pretty much unflippin' touchable in the regular season. A veritable fortress. And this is what, even with Jared Stidham, you still have that Broncos defense. You still have that Broncos defense that the Patriots are going to have to concern with. You still have the altitude that affects everyone. Don't care who you are. That affects everybody. And once again, because the Patriots beat the Texans. Oh boy, did they! And you gotta hint. Brain not working. It's too cold. It is too freaking damn cold. I'm sorry. Excuse the language in Tampa. Ah, brain not working. Brain not braining. Ugh. You have to hand it to C.J. Stroud after that horrendous game, and still offering praise to God and being humble, just having easily one of the worst games of his career. Career worst games, absolutely humiliated on national television. All the eyeballs, all the highlights, all the analysis, all the breakdown, all of the downgrading for the next season that's probably going to take place. And he was humble. He was still humble. You gotta give it to C.J. Stroud, even after that game. You also have to give it to Josh Allen. I know he's been criticized for the tears, for the emotions. There's no crying in football, right? Right. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in football. But still, he went up and he faced the music, right? Unlike a certain wide receiver from another certain team who lost in the wild card round, who didn't face the music. Both C.J. Stroud and Josh Allen faced their music. They did. Absolutely horrendous days for both of them in different ways. And they faced their music. Went up, answered the questions, and just dealt with it. You gotta have some respect for that. You have to. You just absolutely have to. But yeah, so here we are. Here we are. I'm still saying it's a pretty good year for Ben Johnson. Pretty good debut season, getting as far as they did, almost getting to the championship game. And it's kind of crazy, right? Because every time you tend to think of why is it called the championship game, and you have the Super Bowl. It's because, of course, when you had the merger, both of the separate leagues used to have their separate games. And they merged. Then you have the Super Bowl, and so you have both the NFC, AFC. But it's weird. It's just weird. Okay, it's not the Super Bowl, but it's the champion. Just it's the NFL. It is the NFL. Mm. But yeah, so you just tend to reflect on these games. Two awesome games, even with the refs, and we're gonna have more the refs this weekend. We're gonna have refs in the Super Bowl. May even have the refs in the college football championship game tonight because they're the refs, right? That's what they do. And one of the best comments I think I heard on Veason's by the book, I forget which host said it, but they said that this time of year, even if you have to take 20 flippin' minutes under the hood to get the call right, you spend 20 freaking minutes. Then you don't have like a Brandon Cooks type sitch where it's going to be talked about endlessly for the whole next week, if not longer. So, yeah. But division round's over. You have Patriots and Broncos. Not a gimme by any stretch of the imagination. And, of course, Seahawks and Rams. Here we go again, going down the only road we have ever known. And as we look for my no, I don't want to upgrade. No, we don't want to download app. There we go. As we look for the NFL odds on which tab, there we go. We found the wonderful DraftKings ad. Come on. No, odds tracker. Come on, refresh. There's the refresh as we now have. Oh, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad when you look at the NFL schedule and it's now down to just two games, and we're going to have just one game after this week. It's, it's both awesome, just with the level of games and competition, well, two of the games anyway, that you have. Which one is going to be a stud and which one is going to be the dud? I don't know, right? Kind of have a early one has a feeling might be the dud. Rams and Seattle might be the stud. That's just the way I'm kind of leaning. I'm kind of leaning right now. But of course, New England 5-point favorite because of Jared Stidham. Bo Nix out with the ankle injury. 5 points. That's the spread. And of course, late game Seattle just 2.5-point favorites. Oh boy. So what about the money line? Money line, New England minus $2.50 favorites. Seattle $1.50 favorites. And what about the total? Kids, what about the total? Which game has more total? Not surprisingly, the Rams and Seattle game. 48 over under. And for the New England Denver game, 40.5. Oh boy, not surprisingly, because both defenses pretty good. That Denver defense, not a gimme by any stretch of the imagination. And New England defense pretty darn good on its own. Definitely have to lean towards New England strictly because of the whole Jared Stidham situation and Bo Nix being knocked out. Denver not having their main man up behind center definitely has to be an advantage to Drake May. New England Patriots are racing a 75% to 25% for the pick. Now that's for the for 75% for the over and split 50% for the over and under. That's the total for spread. 100% Denver right now. 71% for the Rams. And for the money line, this is interesting. 60% for New England. This is odds trader. 60%, 100. 100%. Sorry, watching too many Tom Grassi play-by-play streams. 100% Rams. 100. It's not good for Seattle, but this is very early. This is just Monday. We still have 4 more days to go. Actually, 5, since it's going to be on Sunday. So, yeah. Well, yeah, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's 6. Helps if one counts right. It's just, I'm going to chalk it up to. It's too effing cold. It is. It is. It's too effing cold. But yeah. So just wanted to go out and maybe when things warm up a little bit, we'll do a more in-depth breakdown. But nah, I think there's enough of those. I think there's enough of those out there as it is. As I'm getting ready to, so I didn't want to go on too long because 10 a.m. 10 a.m. One of my favorite shows, and especially the best show of the week for a numbers game. Definitely has to be right after the when there's football, and it's the Monday breakdown show, and Gil literally goes through the games, and I love when he does that. Good stuff there. As all of a sudden, the numbers game has just become one of my go-to shows for 2025 now for 2026. Just you like it. You like the breakdown. Not a lot of other stuff thrown in there like some shows do. You're like, yeah, just want to talk about the games, not the game. The game. We're not talking to the game. We're talking about practice. Haven't done that one in a while. Haven't done a little AI in a while. But yeah, so pretty good. Other than the officials, which you're always going to have. You're always going to have the officials. This is just like life, death, taxes, and officiating should be one added. Officials should be added into that. But yeah, as the graphic says, good games. Bills and Broncos, even with the ref balls tree would say, and Rams and Bears, even with the call that people are trying to go, hey, how was the Adams call looked at differently in Broncos and Bills and in Rams and Bears? It's called this way, but okay. Mm, that's all I can tell. Just kind of be like Schultz. Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. I see nothing. I hear nothing. I know nothing. I did not even get up this morning. But just wanted to rock and roll, and we'll take that out as that's pretty much it. But yeah, we're over. We're done. We are to championship week. One more regular football Friday left before we have the 2-week hiatus before the Super Bowl. And then football goes into hibernation, of course, tonight. Indiana and Miami. I think I have to lean Miami. I just think, gotta lean Miami. They're kind of the home team. I think they're the stronger team. And yeah, I'm not really much of a avid college football fanatic or follower, but yeah, I think I will lean to Miami tonight. And it's crazy. I saw like $3,500 tickets, and that's for nosebleed seats, and something like almost $800 just to flipping park. And I know we're going to be seeing concessions post. So if I see one, I'll do a live stream, and we can break down how much everything costs, because you got to like how much the burger cost, how much the beer cost, etc., and all that. But have a hopefully warmer Monday, as of course MLK Day. So if you're wondering where the mail is today, there isn't any. But yeah, we're done. We're on to championship week, and even if your picks might have not gone quite the way you thought, at least you didn't have to worry about fantasy, right? You shouldn't have to worry about why did Kenneth Walker now decide to have 3 touchdowns in a game, right? Right, right, right. But anywho, talk at you another time, and stay warm. And I'm Joel Verlin.